Welcome to my YouTube channel. In my previous video, I talked about different ways to create a Dataverse table, and I briefly discussed about Plan Designer in Power Platform. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you all the details about Plan Designer, like how I'm going to be showing you how amazing it is right now. Okay, and before we go about the step-by-step process on how to use Plan Designer, is that I just want to give you about the benefits and limitations of Plan Designer. And Plant Designer is amazing right now. It's not perfect, but amazing. And when I say it's not perfect in the sense of if it builds a solution for you, like if it builds a Canvas app application for you, it builds it as a responsive application, but not a complete application. Okay, that is one. And then the limitations of Plan Designer right now is that you cannot use Plan Designer if you do not have a Dataverse database. Okay, and Plan Designer, there's one amazing thing that blows my mind about Plan Designer that I love, especially for beginners who are just starting out their career in Power Platform, or they are building solutions with Power Platform. So there's one thing that happens with like most beginners. They know a little bit about the platform, but they have issues with solving business problem using Power Platform. So Power Platform Plan Designer helps to bridge that gap between an expert and a beginner, because for Plan Designer, when you give Plan Designer a business problem, Plan Designer is able to give you the data modeling for that business problem, is able to break down the business requirements for that business problem. It's going to tell you the different roles that will be used for that business problem. It's going to tell you the different components that will be used, like if it's a Canvas app, if it's a modern driven app, if there's a Copilot Studio agent, if there's a Power Pages site or a Power Pages portal that you are going to be using. And if you don't like the response that is being given to you, you can easily edit it and make changes to it. So it's mind-blowing, it's amazing. Okay, and you can definitely build out a full solution using Plan Designer. Like after Plan Designer uses different agents. You have your requirements agent, you have your data agent, you have your solution agent, and right now you have the preview stage, where you have your process agent. So Plan Designer is available to everyone. You get to create a solution with it. Your plan, what you have created from your Plan Designer, you can easily export it to a PDF. I'm going to show you how to do that. So everything is absolutely amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to take you ahead to the video. I'm going to be showing you how to solve a business problem, like a full business problem with Plan Designer. I'm also going to show you how to export it to a PDF. Okay, I'm going to show you how to export it with PDF and how to also make changes. Like if you at any single point that you want to make changes to the result that has been given to you, I'm going to show you how to do that. And there's one thing to notice about Plan Designer, it's that when it creates like a table, a Canvas app application, or a modern driven app application for you, if you do not add it to your solution, it's just going to be there. Okay, you will not be able to access it, so you need to add it to your solution. And you can also add an already existing application or replace the application that has been created for you with Plan Designer with an existing application that you already have, which is mind-blowing. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this, and my name is Rachel Rabo. I'm a Microsoft MVP, a Dynamics 365 and Power Platform developer. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave your questions in the comment section. Let's go ahead to the video. Okay, so one thing to notice that to access the Plan Designer, you have to go directly to Power Apps by going to make.powerapps.com and then signing into your account. So right now, I'm currently on make.powerapps.com and I am signed into my account. And there's something I want to show you. Like as we are seeing on the screen right now, we are seeing the Plan Designer where it's showing let's make a plan, and this feature uses generative AI. And we can also see some examples of prompts that we can use. And the environment I'm currently using right now is a default environment. So I'm going to be showing you how to build a full solution with Plan Designer. But first, let me show you a limitation. Like you can't use Plan Designer with an environment that does not have a Dataverse database. And this is how it looks like if you do that. So after adding the business problem, if I click on this, you can see it tells me that create a new environment. You don't have permission to create here. Create a free developer environment to build and test. It may take a moment. You'll be directed there when it's ready. So you can see I can't use this environment to work with Plan Designer. So I'm going to go to another environment. As you can see here, we have like inside the box here, we have describe a problem that your users have today. So you just have to give it a long or short description of your business problem, and you can also add images of your business process flow, like how the process looks like. Okay, so I'm going to paste my business problem right here, and this business problem is just focused on a business challenge for a manufacturing company, and they are trying to track their maintenance of their machineries. They're trying to understand the downtime, the production delay, and the communications between their teams. So I want to use Plan Designer to create this solution. So after writing the business problem, okay, so I can include the preview features, or I just go forward without including the preview features. So I'm going to show you how it looks like without including the preview features. After the problem, I'm just going to click on this icon here, this send icon. So you can see it's loading. And in Plan Designer, we have 4 agents. Like, okay, without the preview, without using the preview feature, we have 3 agents. And those agents are requirement agents, data agents, and solution agents. So what we are seeing at this point right now is the requirement agent. And the requirement agent helps with explaining our business, like breaking down our business problem. So for now, you can see the purpose. The plan serves as a blueprint for addressing the business problem described above, outlining the user's requirements, data model, and technology that will be used to get things done. So from this particular business problem, the requirement agent has been able to break down the users that is needed for that particular business problem. So for the business problem, we have users requirement. They have been able to create a role and create what the users, that particular users, they have been able to create a role and create what the users need. So you can see we have the floor supervisor, and we have a little bit of overview of who this floor supervisor is. So the floor supervisor is someone who oversees the production for floor and reports maintenance issue. And we have what we need this particular user to be able to do. Like, we need them to be able to log a fault report so that maintenance issues can be addressed promptly. And you can also see that we have another role, which is the maintenance manager. We also have another role, which is the technician. So if at any point that you read through the requirements and you feel that, okay, this particular requirement is not enough, like either the user's requirement is not enough or the roles they have given you is not enough, so click on this edit icon. If you click on that edit icon, you can see where you can easily add users requirements. Okay, so you can easily add users requirements right there. So you can see it. You can add users requirements. You can also edit what you already have before. You can edit it, and you can also describe. Like, you can talk to Copilot. You can say, okay, I want this another user to be added to this solution, and this is what this user, like, this is an overview of who the user is. So if this looks fine, and you can see where you can add a user's role. Okay, so apart from talking to Copilot, you can also add a user's role directly. So if we think that all of that is fine, we can click on keep, then click on looks good. So after moving from the requirements agent, we are going to move ahead to the data model. So the data model helps with creating the data. like creating the tables and the relationship between the tables. Apart from seeing what we have in the right side, apart from seeing what we have at the left side of our screen, at the middle of our screen, we can see this particular diagram that has been created for us, where the first part is the business problem, we have the users roles, and then we have the data models. Okay, so we can notice that our data model has created the Dataverse tables. So at this point, you can see it has been created. And in order to see those tables that has been created, I just have to click on Show Details. And it's going to take us to a data workspace. So from these tables, we see that we have a table for technician, a table for assets, fault reports, maintenance slots, and work order. Okay, and for technician, we have the technician name, the phone number, email, specialization. For assets, we have different columns. We also have different columns for fault reports, maintenance slots, and work order. And there's one amazing part of this is that there is a relationship created between the different tables. So between the assets, fault reports, and work order, we can see a relationship between them. We also have a relationship on maintenance. So maintenance has a relationship to the technician table. We also have a relationship to the work order table. We have a relationship from maintenance slots. We also have work order to technician. So you can see the different relationship that has been created. So if at any point you think that, okay, this relationship that was created between these tables, I do not like it, I want to change the relationship. So you just have to click on it. When you click on it, you see the option to change the relationship. So you just have to edit it. And from this point, you can change the relationship from one to many to many to one. But with doing that, the relationship will delete the original lookup column and create another one. Okay, you can see you can change the relationships between the tables, and you can also create a relationship. Like for instance, right now we do not have a relationship between technician and, let's move this. We do not have a relationship between we do not have a relationship Right now, we do not have a relationship between technician and assets table. If you want to create one, you just have to go to create relationship and then select the tables that you want to create the relationships between. Okay, so you can create a relationship between the tables. And if there's a particular table that you feel that, okay, this particular table is not supposed to be here, like for this business problem I'm working with, I think this table does not satisfy the business problem I'm working with, you can easily just click on the three dots at that particular table and remove it. And if you want to make changes to the table, you can change the properties of the table, like the name. You can also change the primary column and also the schema name of the table. Okay, and another thing you can do also is that if you want to add more columns to a particular table, you can either ask Copilot to do that for you, or you can go ahead, click on the three dots. You can go ahead, click on the three dots in the table, then click on View Data. So when you click on View Data, you can see where you can add new columns. You can add more rows to your table. So sample data has been added into your table, so you can add more rows into your table if you want to. You can also change the role ownership. If you want to change it from user or team to organization, you can easily change that. Okay, so this table is fine by me. I'm just going to go back to overview at the left side of my screen. Then I'll click on looks good. So after clicking on looks good, this takes us to the technology part of our solution. So it creates all the applications that's going to be used for this business problem. So it's going to be using the fault reports Canvas app, the Fluxo bots communication agent. So this is a Copilot. This is created with Copilot Studio. is going to be working with maintenance, alert, flow, Power Automate. We have Canvas app, we have Power BI, and another Canvas app. So while we're looking through the Canvas app, if there is any Canvas app that we see here and we think that, okay, I don't think this would work as a Canvas app, I want it to be a model-driven app, we can change that by just going to, we can change that by clicking on looks good, okay? Clicking on looks good or clicking on edit to ask Copilot what you want to change. But I'm just going to click on looks good. And after clicking on looks good, if I hover on the particular application, there's a 3 dots at the side where I can click on convert to model-driven app. So that is loading. So that has been created, that has been converted. So if you see it, this is the fourth reports, which was changed from Canvas application to a model-driven app. So this is how you can do that. And you can also replace, like, I'm going to click on keep, then I'm going to come back here. So you can replace your solution. So if you want to replace it, like if you want to replace your Canvas app with an already existing application, you just have to click on the 3 dots, then go to replace with existing app. So you can replace it with an existing application. So you can see here we have our flows, we have our Canvas app, our model-driven app that we changed it to, and we also have our agents. And you can also add more technology by clicking on add technology and selecting app. You can add an existing application right there. Or if you think that this particular applications or solutions that was given to you is not satisfactory enough or does not meet your business problem, you can interact with Copilot and describe what you want to add or change about the technologies that was provided to you. So now I'm going to go ahead and save my tables. So while I save my table, it's going to create a new solution for me. So everything that has been created, our Canvas app application, our tables, our agents, they are all going to be added into this solution. So, and we can either use a new solution or we can click on advanced and use an already existing solution. So we can use an already existing solution or we can just let it create a new solution for us. So you can give this solution a name or you can leave it at the name that it already gave to you. So I'm going to change the publisher to my name and click on save. Okay, so that particular part is saving. And when we talk about agents, remember we have the different agents. We have the requirement agent, the data agent, and the solution agent. And you can see my name right there, Rachel Rabo, because I have edit access. So this is the access I have. I have edit access to work on this plan designer. So more than one person can use the planner at the same time. The only issue is that one person will have editing access and the other person would have read access. It's like working on a Canvas app application where one person can edit and the other person has to wait and refresh. Like when the first person is done, they have to refresh the app to be able to update the app to the changes that has been made. Okay, so there's one thing to notice is that right now we have created our solution. So if I click on objects at the left side of my screen, you can see this is going to load the the solution interface. So you see I have my solution created, which is Fluxo maintenance management. And there is nothing actually here apart from the tables and that data workspace, which is the data modeling, which shows the tables and the relationships. And then we also have the plan, like the plan we just worked with now. So those are the only things showing in this particular solution. And the Canvas app application, the flow, the agents, the dashboards, they are all showing as plan artifact. So how can we change this and really add them into our solution? Because right now, if I click on it, it's not going to take me anywhere. Okay, it's really not going to take me anywhere. So how can I really add them into this solution? So I have to go back to overview, which is the plan designer, and then hover on this solution. When I hover on it, I have create. Okay, I'm going to come back here again, click on create. So for the dashboard, click on create. So the flow, the Power Automate flow that we have, this is the Power Automate flow that was created. So this is loading using the business problem to create the flow. You can see it's currently working on it. So in this particular stage, I have to select if this flow fits my requirement or not. So for this particular suggestion here, we have when a new response is submitted as a trigger. Okay, then we have actions as get my profile, send an email. If I feel that no, it does not work for me, I'm just going to refresh it to regenerate another solution for me. Okay, and if that does not also work, I'm just going to ask Copilot. So you can see you can ask Copilot to add more details for Copilot to work with. And if I think this flow is okay, I'm just going to click on keep and continue. When I click on keep and continue, if it's showing that it's not signed in, I just have to sign in. And now I'm going to click on keep and continue. Okay, then I'm going to click on create flow. When I click on create flow, I have to add parameters, like I have to select the form, I have to select the form that I'll be using. You see, I have to select the different actions I'll be using. So this has already created like a default. Okay, so right now I do not have a form, but after I finish doing this, I can now save it and add it to the solution. So that is one part. Then when we look at the next one is the Canvas app application. So this is the Canvas app application. This is what it creates. It creates a responsive application. So if you can see it, this is how it looks like in different screens. Okay, this is how it looks like in different screens. So it creates a responsive application for us. Okay, so that's the thing about Plan Designer. It creates your application for you, but if you need more screens to be added to this application, you can just manually continue adding it, like continue building out your application. Then if we come back here, let's save this. If we come back here, we also have a dashboard. So let's see if we can add that dashboard to our solution. So the dashboard was Canvas app application. That was the one we just looked at just now. We also have so this is what I was looking to add to the solution. So this is a dashboard, Power BI. Recommended dashboards cannot be created yet. So I have to check back later for future updates. And if we click on learn more about what is happening with that part, okay, there's really no specific documentation on that. Okay, so we also have the model driven app. I'm just going to click on create. So it's creating our application, our model driven app application. So you can see how the model driven app application looks like. Okay, so this is how it looks like. It creates, this is a view that it has created for us. It has also created a form. So this is a form that we are working with. Okay, and we have also assets. We have a view, which is active assets. Then we also have a form that we can work with. So you just have to make it small, like you have to make changes to it if you want to add more changes to it. And we have user role. In this particular modern driven app application, we have the floor supervisor. Okay, so you can see floor supervisor can log a fault report so that maintenance users are recorded promptly. They can upload a video of the issue so that the problem can be visually accessed, and they can describe the issue and tag its severity so that it can be prioritized correctly, and they can select the affected assets from a drop down list so that the issue is linked to the correct equipment. Okay, so this definitely involves more than what was given to us, so we have to also make changes on our own too. But this is how the modern driven app looks like. Okay, so it has also added the tables to our application. Okay, so let's save this. Let's just publish this and go back. And the last thing I want to check the agent. Let's see how the agent is going to come into our solution. So we have the agent as Fluxo bot communication agent. So I'm just going to click on the three dots. I have to edit it. Okay, so it's quite different. Instead of clicking on create, for the Copilot Studio agent, I have to click on edit, like hover on it, then click on edit. Okay, now, so this is how the agent looks like. It has given our agent a name. It has given it an instruction. So it has a general instruction where we have communicate with floor supervisors to gather additional data for issue assessment. So we have different instructions given, and we have our knowledge added to the agent. Okay, we have our knowledge added to it. So you can see this is how it looks like. So let's go to topics to see what has been done there. We have, these are just system topics that are created. So let's come to custom to see what was created. This is by the agents. These are all, let's see what it has. Allow. Okay. So there's really nothing much happening in these agents. So you can come here and add more topics if you want to. You can add more topics to it. So there's really nothing happening when it comes to the agent part of it. So maybe there is more things that we need to do in this part of the agent, but it's really interesting. And the, like I said, the thing I like about Plan Designer is just that it gives you an idea of how your solution is broken down into, like, a business problem, what applications in Power Platform can solve it, the type of application in Power Apps that can solve it, and also break down into your canvas, your modern driven app, your agents, and also your agents and Power BI and everything else that you need in your solution. So I'm going to publish this just so that we can see it in our solution, just to make sure that we can see it in our solution. So I'm going to click on objects. So you can see the agent has been added to the solution now. Okay, so the agent has been added. I'm just going to refresh this so that we can see more of our applications in this solution. Okay, now you can see we have two applications. We have the modern driven app and the canvas app application. We also have our agents, like the ones that we have created So the ones that we have hovered on and created or edited are now showing in the solution. And the next thing is, how can we export the plan in the plan designer, like to have a PDF copy of it? So you can do that by going to the plan, click on plan in your solution, click on it. So this is it right here. And then there is an icon, a shared icon at your right hand side of your screen, like a share icon. So I'm just going to click on it. So when I click on it, you can see I can save it as a PDF file. So this is it right here. Okay, and let's look at how that looks like. So after downloading it as a PDF file, this is how it looks like. So it really does not pick everything. It's picked the users. The first user at the top of it is like written off, and we have the second user, the third user. We have the data model. It mentions the table with their overview, and it also has the technology in the plan, but it does not show the breakdown of the data modeling, the different tables, their columns, and the relationships between them. So this is how the PDF file looks like. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in my next video, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.